Learning how to write the perfect cold outreach email is a skill that every freelance copywriter who wants more clients should absolutely learn. In this video, we're going to look at the right and wrong ways to write cold emails. As someone who owns a copywriting agency, I receive a lot of cold emails from copywriters and businesses wanting to work with us. And so in this video, I'll share actual examples of the worst outreach emails that I've gotten and also some of the best ones where I went on to hire them. I'll also explain what you can include in your outreach emails to get more leads and clients. Ready to get started? Let's dive in. Let's start with email number 1. I've rated this as bad and you'll soon see why. So first of all, the subject line says interested SEO agency ? It's not a very good subject line. They're assuming I'm interested in an SEO agency. I'm not. So surprising I even opened this email. They then have hi, no first name, so no personalization, as though they send this to as a bulk email to everyone, so I don't feel special or like they did any research into me. The first opening is all about themselves. In the last year, we have started working with 120 SEO agencies just like yours. I don't have an SEO agency, and they love our work. There's no proof of that. I just have to believe them. Again, it's all about them and not about me or my needs or how they can help me. Again, more information about them. We are a team of 200. We have 300 projects. Here's what I am offering. Again, nothing about me or how they could help me. We provide SEO special offer for the following packages, and then they have a long list of random services. I know what these are, but many people wouldn't, and there's no benefit mentioned for any of these services, right? So it's just a laundry list of like, hey, we can do 18 different things. Who cares? How is it relevant or helpful to me? Let me know if you're interested. I'm certainly not. Please reply to this email and let's connect over Zoom call. And I would call that a forward call to action, meaning they're asking a lot right away, like jump on a call with me. You don't know me. I've said nothing of interest, but I want you to jump on a call with me. Obviously, I wouldn't do that. So that gets a bad rating in my book. Don't make the same mistakes when you're writing your own outreach emails. Email number 2 is average, and we're going to continue working our way up until you see a great email, one you're not going to want to miss. So stay tuned towards the end of the video. The subject line is good. Quick question for Jesse. I often use a similar subject line when I'm sending cold outreach emails. The quick question for first name, right? It can work very well. So they've got my name there, very good in the subject line. It's likely to get a high open rate, and which I did. We've got hi Jesse. So again, more personalized. Then I like the conversational tone of the email. I wanted to personally reach out and wish you congrats on your amazing growth at Copywriting Crew. Now they've mentioned my agency name, which is Copywriting Crew. Another good idea. My problem with this is the compliment is too general. Your amazing growth at Copywriting Crew. What growth are they talking about? Yes, we've certainly grown as an agency, but what do you mean specifically? It's like me sending an email to you saying, hey, great job in your career. What do you mean? It's too general to be specific. While I think it's much better than the first email, it could have been more specific with this compliment. Moving on to, I would love to have a brief chat about what SSC Digital could do for your Copywriting Crew scale and growth. So what I like about it is it's personalized, although it could be better. The sentences are short, the paragraphs are thin, so it's much easier to read than other emails, and they're getting to the point, which I like. They provide a full SDR department. I don't know what that means. Essentially becoming an extension of your sales team. Okay, so they're going to become my sales team. We have over 10 years of experience with hundreds of cold outreach campaigns. Okay, that's impressive and specific. Our process allows you to scale your business. So they're talking about the benefits, which I like. We only handpick prospects that meet your exact client criteria. And again, more specifics about the results, which I also like. And then they go into what I again would call a too forward call to action, meaning they're asking too much of me too soon, saying, hey, let's jump on a call. I don't know you. This is our first introduction. Unless it's a really compelling offer, I'm not going to jump on a call straight away. So it's assuming too much from me. When works best for you for a virtual cup of coffee? And then we've got this image, which it's got my name on it there, Jesse, and then her name. I think it's Mary. My problem with this image is it looks very much like a stock photo. It doesn't look like a real person. So I don't believe her that this is actually Mary. I don't believe it. And I know that this is AI generated. So again, it doesn't seem credible. So I'm going to pass. I never responded to Mary. Want me to review your cold emails? Then join Copy Academy, my members-only community where you can share your work and get valuable feedback from myself and other copywriters. Simply visit startcopywriting.com/Copy Academy for all the details. Moving on to email number 3, I rate this one good, and you're about to see why. Subject line is "Got room for one more at Copywriting Crew." And what this person is another copywriter who wants to work for my agency. And I really liked his email. So he mentions it's personalized the subject line with my business name, Copywriting Crew. First, the greeting has my name in it too. He gets straight to the point. In here, your friendly neighborhood barefooted copywriter. So he's using some, casual, conversational, creative first sentence. I like that. It's quite fun. First off, big fan of your work here. Now, it'd be easy to stop there and be too general where I think, yeah, right, you don't actually know about our work, but he's gone into more very specific detail, which the last person didn't. So I like this much more. He says that campaign for Fly Video, and he's referencing a specific campaign from our portfolio, which shows he's done his research. I like it. Pure gold. I'm just learning photography and video myself, so I found it super interesting. So again, tying back to more details about the campaign, showing me he's done his homework. Very impressive. This is how you provide a specific compliment. This is very good. You should do the same thing. I'm currently enjoying some unexpected free time due to a project delay. I thought it might be a great chance to offer my services to a kick-ass team like yours. To the point, he tells me exactly why he's emailing me. He's got time in his schedule. He would love to add his services to our team. He'd love to work with us. If you've got a project mountain that could use some climbing, again, I like his creative tone here. I'd be stoked. And if you don't know what stoked means, it means like I'd be pleased to lend a hand and contribute to the magic you're creating at Copywriting Crew. Again, more personalized there, more compliments to me there. I really liked his email. I replied and chatted with Ian. So that is an example of a really good cold email. Short, to the point, clever, complimentary and specific. And notice he hasn't said, let's jump on a call next week for 10 minutes. He hasn't aggressively tried to close me. He just said, I can't wait to hear from you, which is a lovely, soft call to action. And he certainly did hear from me. Now, let's move on to the 4th and final email, my absolute favorite, which I've ranked great, and you're about to see why. The subject line is very clever. It reads, sorry in advance, Jesse. 2 things he's doing well here. First, he's using my name. Secondly, he's saying sorry in advance. That's got my attention, and I'm curious to know why he's sorry. He's using drama or controversy, which works very well in email subject lines. You've got to be careful when you use it, and he does it well. I'm about to show you. But sorry in advance is drama, which makes me curious about what is the drama about, what has happened. First of all, I got to say, and then he uses a screenshot of some of the testimonials from my Copywriting Crew website. This shows me that he spent time on my website, time enough to take a screenshot of testimonials and then reference them here. Very clever. Immediately gets my attention because I'm thinking, is there something wrong on our website? Why is he showing my website here? You're generally one of the few people that are upfront about the importance of actual results and not afraid to share them. So thank you. I love that. Great. So now I know what this is about. He's impressed by those testimonials, which again is a nice compliment to receive. Anyway, hello, Jesse uses my first name, a good idea. I found your email by doing some high-level detective work like they do on TV, by Googling Jesse Forrest, and he uses my full name. So that is fun and clever and honest, and I like that. It shows a lot of personality as well. I'll explain why in a section. More intrigue, so I want to read more. My name's Nahat. Nice to meet you. I'm a copywriter. And by the way, we hired Nahat after reading this email. I've worked with some reputable agencies you might have heard of, such as King Kong, Kobe Digital, and Doan Consulting. Now, I'd only heard of King Kong, but they are a big agency, so I was impressed that he's worked with them. Now, if you haven't worked at any agencies yet, that's okay. You don't need to say you have. This is just another example of, someone that might have worked with a few agencies, a more experienced copywriter. And I absolutely love my job. He goes on to say he saw my job post on Upwork, and that's how I guess he found my email address, by Googling me, because I had posted a job for an email copywriter on Upwork. He then talks about, that specific job, some of the things I mentioned in the job, again, showing me that he's read the job description, which is important. I'd only ever reach out if I thought I could bring in more money results for you and your clients than I cost to hire. And then he's shown results from some of the campaigns he's worked on, which again is impressive, the numbers that he's been able to achieve. I'd love to chat regarding your email copywriting needs. I'll provide you with some free actionable ideas, which is really nice to hear. Again, he's not going for an aggressive close, like let's jump on a call. He's saying, I'd love to give you some free ideas. He's then finished with this like personal little sentence here. He's attached a very cute dog. He's a photo of his dog called Milo. And then he says, looking forward to your deservedly annoyed response. And I think that relates back to sorry in advance. Sorry for bothering you with my email, basically. I was not annoyed. I was very pleased and quite blown away by this email. And that's why we offered Nahat the email copywriting job, and we worked with him and he was great. So that is a masterclass in how to write a cold email that involves personality, personalization, proof, and everything else that you've seen here to write a really good cold email. And so I hope you take the lessons in this video to write your own effective outreach cold email that wins you clients as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.